Pardon us, everybody.
Oh,
It's Monday night.
it's Monday.
Hey, I just want to do something real quick off the top.
Oh, here we go. And we're gonna go to Raw now, where basically we're gonna start off. Well, basically, Liv Morgan, likes to wear short shorts and gets told off by Dom. Uh,
She went with the Daisy Duke look
she really did. Uh, CM Punk is cleared. Thank God Almighty, we're getting that match finally. And we're gonna start though today
with a
with
twist.
with the twist, and we'll get to that twist later. But right now, we're gonna start there in Priest, who just brawled out to
One
start
of the
this
best,
show.
one of the best brawls I've seen in a while.
Oh, it's absolutely brawled out. Just like he just talked trash. And without even just walking out there without even saying a
Gun-
word, just decked him.
Gunther found out what happens when you run your mouth to somebody from the streets.
Well, it's one of those F around and find out.
Oh yeah, he's gonna hit the find out part on Saturday when he doesn't walk out of Cleveland with the world title.
Yeah, that seems to be like, well,
I'm pushing
that's
this agenda now.
that's next
No, that's it.
it's next Saturday. It's not this Saturday. It's next Saturday.
Yeah, sorry, next Saturday. Thank God, because this
So we
Saturday
so,
I'm moving.
so we have like another so we have another week to go. So who knows? Maybe wrestling logic will come into play or it will not. Uh, but yeah, it's looking far less the like. Did you hear the ovation
For
that
Priest,
Damian
yeah.
Priest got in Green Bay? Actually, we'll get to the ovation part two too because I find it kind of comical, but um, we'll relate to football later. But yeah, he got a massive reaction in Green Bay.
Dude, I'm telling you, Damien's picked up speed. Do you want to touch on the Lashley thing really quick?
Uh, yeah, Lashley and MVP are both apparently gone from WWE as of
They
August
haven't
10th.
they haven't been like their contracts are coming up.
Yeah, it expires as of
There's
August
been
10th.
no intention to resign,
No,
but at the same time, a deal can still get done. But for right now, I think Lashley's still hurt,
and I'll be
and
honest.
he's been removed from the internal roster.
I'll be honest with you. I think there, as much as I like Bobby Lashley, I don't think there's place right now for Bobby Lashley on WWE program right now. They're trying to build there's the people for the future,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, despite as much of a freak as that man may be at his age, um, maybe go
I think
somewhere
I
else.
think it boils down to exactly that though.
Yeah.
I just think there's more than enough talent that you don't need 40s, like late 40 something Bobby
Plus,
Lashley.
plus you have a bunch of 40-year-olds on that roster now who are doing big things. Priest is 40, Punk is 40, Drew's got to be pushing 40.
Drew's like 41.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he's in his
Like
40s.
the other two you mentioned, okay, Priest is 41, Punk's
Yeah.
42,
Yeah.
AJ's 45,
45.
Randy's 45.
Yeah. Rollins is pushing 40. Rome is pushing 40.
Yep.
You have enough people really in their prime of their careers at this point now, where unfortunately Bobby Lashley unfortunately is the odd man out, and it's like I said, I'm not saying because I don't
The
dislike.
problem with Bobby Lashley is he can't stay healthy.
Yeah,
So like he was good. He like when he came back and he was healthy, great, fantastic. Intercontinental champion, United States champion,
world champion.
WWE champion during the pandemic and
Yeah,
after.
yeah, like he's had some good runs like at the top. Like it's just that like I said, it's just they want
Can't
to
stay on
build
top forever.
and yeah, they just want to build the people they have now. They want to build, and
Mhm.
that's look for a long time when that crazy old lunatic was in power in the WWE. The biggest complaint people had was why aren't you building younger talent, and why you keep on bringing in these older guys who are past their prime or coming close to the end of the prime. Not to be a dick to Bobby Lashley, but unfortunately, it's kind of at that point now where like they want to start building the talent for the future. That's what Triple H is doing. So you can't really fault him for this at this
What?
point.
But here's the thing. Okay. What's the key to being a good employee?
Do
Being
what the
reliable.
Be reliable. Do what the boss wants you to do. I guess at times, even if it's like weird.
Well, I mean, you gave me the answer I was looking for.
Yeah,
Being reliable.
yeah.
Okay. And unfortunately, in a very physical sport like this, you can't. And
No.
Lashley at his age is not, he doesn't heal as fast anymore,
Okay. Well,
you
we'll
know.
we'll we'll sum this up in football terms for people who who love the sport of football. You can be replaced if you get injured too much at your position.
Alex Smith got injured once for 3 weeks and lost his job.
Drew Bledsoe lost his job to Tom Brady, who's now the goat. Just it happens.
Alex Smith lost his job to Colin fucking Kaepernick.
He lost his job twice.
And then he lost it to Mahomes.
Yeah, he lost it twice. Right? It's just unfortunately that's
Didn't he
just
lose it in Washington too?
no.
Didn't
He
his
did
leg explode?
no. He only played like 1 or 2 games and watched it close to the end of the year. He wasn't, but he wasn't the same Alex Smith, but he played. I think that
What
was it. I think
was
his
he in?
he
Was he
played.
in Washington when his leg exploded?
No,
He was still
no,
Casey.
no. Well, his case, well, he was in KC. He came
Oh,
back and
okay.
played for Washington after he got repaired. To be honest, I think the end game for Alex Smith really was just to see that he could play again, and he
Mm.
was retiring anyway. That's and
Yeah,
to be honest,
that's
that
fair.
was a very heartfelt moment. It was great for a guy like
Sure.
Alex Smith. I was never the biggest fan of Alex Smith. I thought he got kind of hosed in San Francisco for not just the Kaepernick years, but many years in San
Point
Fran.
is, I'm gonna miss. I will miss Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
I remember Lashley being one of my favorites as a teenager.
Yep.
Uh, I'm almost 33 now, so Lashley's been doing it a while.
Yeah. I remember Bobby for sure.
And you know what? He can go to TNA. He can go finish that little darling up.
He might even go to AEW.
He could go to AEW if he really wants to.
Yeah. I mean,
But that's the thing. So MVP, it's because he did what MVP does, which is he spoke the truth.
mhm.
But anyways,
Anyways, back to Priest Gunther. We all got to say about that one? Are we all good with that?
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah. So let's move on.
speaking of guys that are not injured anymore,
Guess who got cleared?
yeah, we knew this was coming
And
last week.
also, let's bring this one back. We've talked about fan ovations here. Chicago guy got massively cheered in Green Bay.
That's because you
He
have
should.
to understand in the WWE universe,
Oh, I know. He should have said he's a.
other sports don't matter.
I know, but he still should have said Bears fan. See how fast he would turn heel.
Yeah, of course. And if he was a heel, he would have came out in a Bears jersey.
Oh, 100% he would have. That would have been fantastic. He would have eaten him alive in Green
But he's
Bay.
not a heel. He's a babyface. So
At this point, too, I don't think Punky could even be a heel anymore. But I mean, at least not a heel that you'd really hate that much.
that's true. But what's a
But
heel in 2024?
uh Drew McIntyre is a heel. He tends to get fucking. He gets like 50-50.
Gunther. That's what a heel is in 2024.
He's probably the most truest heel right now there is in
And
WWE.
nobody can beat Gunther.
Yeah, he's probably the truest heel in WWE right now.
Anyways, Punk's back.
Yep,
He's clear. Out comes
yep.
McIntyre. Punk's taping his fists. He said he's not going to do this. And he keeps provoking Punk. Referees and we had tonight, we had a Sean Davari sighting. We had a Kenny Dykstra sighting. We had a Petey Williams sighting.
You know what the funny part about this
A
is?
Jason Jordan sighting.
He's been on TV a lot lately, Jason Jordan, for a lot of things. Mostly just to like go because he's part of the crew now. I'm looking forward to the next week though with the Go Home show. I'm really looking to see like Drew McIntyre really go to Punk and say, provoke me.
Oh, that's totally going to be the play.
Oh,
They're both going to
100%.
try.
It's going to be hilarious.
And The twist I was talking about
Yep.
is in the form of the middleman. He is
The
a
innovator.
visionary. He is a revolutionary.
Yep.
Uh, he likes to turn on people.
He does.
It's Seth Rollins.
It is.
Seth Rollins is the guest referee. I heard about this over the weekend.
Yeah, I heard this. I think I heard about this. I think we mentioned this last week's episode. Be a possibility
I
of him being a referee, but I know it was
well,
definitely
yeah,
became more confirmed over the weekend.
I heard it from one of the sites
Yeah.
on Twitter over the
Mm-hmm.
weekend.
Yeah. Uh, what are the chances here? Yeah. Okay. Whose storyline is going to be further pushed on this one? It's going to be the Drew versus Punk. Is it going to be Seth versus pushing against Punk, or be Seth pushing against Drew? Probably Seth versus pushing against Punk. Okay. So, in your early pick here, you think it's going to be Drew that wins? Seeing that Seth is probably going to cause Punk to lose, considering what Punk said, considering what Seth said about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you done, jackass?
Nope. Okay, go ahead.
Look, Seth has way more beef with CM Punk than he has with Drew McIntyre. All he has on Drew McIntyre is the fact that Drew beat him fair and square for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. And
Punk
he
has
did.
deep seated issues with CM Punk. Or sorry, Rollins has deep seated issues with CM Punk.
Yeah. Well, you know what? At the same time, well, yeah. Okay. You know what?
Mm,
We can do a whole episode on this stuff here on why people do change, and maybe you should just give other people a chance. But well, I can go to that right now.
how the fuck did you gather that from what I just said?
I'm just saying. Maybe Seth
Okay.
Rollins should hold so much of a grudge.
Mm,
But
I think I think he's gonna call it down the middle until
it's time to go home.
one of them gets in his face in during the match, and then he'll strike. I
Is it
think
okay?
Rollins will play it down the
Okay,
middle.
hold on. Is it possible that
Anything's
we're going to
possible.
see a similar situation? Well, maybe not that much of a similar situation, but something along the lines of when Shawn Michaels was a referee versus The Undertaker and Triple H at WrestleMania in a Hell in a Cell a number of years ago,
Oh,
but not as emotionally stirred. Because that was like Shawn was like a very big part of that match. He became very emotional with the whole thing because of both the friendship there and the caring there. But do you think there's gonna be a little bit more of this? Like it's gonna be more, probably more
I
like
can
the
see it.
anger side. I can see that too, kind of like, but not as like not so emotional as in like crying and stuff like that, and like love, and more or less like hate for both.
I could see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and that's the thing too. I'm sure we'll find out next week because so their excuse to get the three of them in the ring for a promo battle is calling it the referee's orders, is it?
Super.
That's what they're calling this segment.
Yeah, I can see also Seth being a shit in the whole thing.
Oh, he's totally going to be.
Yeah. Uh, so I mentioned short shorts. She looked good.
Them Daisy Dukes.
Oh yeah, a little bit, a little higher up than Daisy Duke. I tell you that much. Um, she got told right off in two languages.
Okay. Now that he finally did it, and I'm all good for letting a story play out.
Should we talk about the rest of the Judgment Day 2 hour ad too?
You
How they're like
you
fondling each other or looking
you
through?
know that Dom could have done this week one, and this wouldn't have been a problem.
No, I'm almost content with.
I'm content with how it played out, but
I make look, I said before, if it was on last week's episode,
Hmm?
or the week before that, a good possibility that Dom turns on Rhea or Finn
I don't
turns
think the
on some.
Judgment Day is going to be the same after SummerSlam.
No, I don't think so either. There's a possibility like that Dom does turn on Rhea at SummerSlam and cost Rhea. I don't. It's not a foregone. Just like the whole Gunther is not a foregone conclusion. I don't think Rhea winning the title is a foregone conclusion.
Okay.
I just don't like
I'm
it's
ready
a
to hear this.
possibility.
I'm
Like
ready to hear this argument.
I could see literally Dom turning on Rhea, especially the way at time. Like look, especially the way at times you saw it tonight. The way Rhea at time was talking and treating Dom a little bit like a like a piece of shit. So I could see Dom possibly turning on Rhea, and the whole thing was just a ruse.
Can we be honest with each other here?
But yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So you remember that it was Dom getting his ass beat by Rhea and smacked around by Rhea that made him want to join the Judgment Day in the first place and turn on his dad.
Yeah,
And Dom has been completely content with this
yeah,
the entire time.
yeah. Everyone has a breaking point.
So, I mean, Liv's arguments here are kind of on thin ice
Mm-hmm.
about, like, Dom doesn't need someone who says this and does that. Well, Dom chose the exact woman that Dom wants to be with.
Yeah, but
And
sometimes people have a point in time where they say one thing in the beginning and things are going great, and after a while, it just turns to hell. That's actually real life in general.
it's true.
So it's a good. I mean, it's like just like the Gunther stuff. I think SummerSlam is gonna be very, very. I don't think SummerSlam is gonna be as cut and dry as a lot of people are making it out to be.
As predictable.
Yeah, I think there's gonna see, like you say, Gunther might not is not a foregone conclusion. Gunther's gonna win that title anymore. I'm thinking it's not gonna be a foregone conclusion that lives not gonna walk out. That Rhea's not gonna win that title. I'm not saying that I look. Anybody who knows this show, they know like, I love Rhea Ripley. I'm a fan of
Yeah,
Rhea Ripley. Right? She's a great
sure.
wrestler, looks fantastic, right in my alley. But the way Liv's been carrying this title, the way the whole story is going here, it's too. You could push this story a little bit more to it. Like you could probably get this thing to SummerSlam if you wanted to.
You
I
mean Survivor Series?
sorry, Survivor Series, but
I think
it's a possibility. Should they do it? They do it in Berlin too. There's a lot of things I think they might save
I
for
I
Berlin.
also I also think you can push all this to Bad Blood in October. Because
That's
if they
true
if
too.
they plan if they plan on bringing back the Hell in a Cell match
I could
for
see
that pay
Liv.
per
I
view,
could see Liv versus Rhea in a Hell in a Cell.
I could also see Punk and Drew in a Hell in a Cell too.
They might do two Hell in a Cell matches.
That absolutely they could. They did
So
they did two a night for like 10 years.
yeah, so they might do both of them. So and both of them have enough bad blood in order to get away with it.
Well, yeah,
So
that's it. Like if you think Punk and McIntyre are done after one,
they're
nah.
not. No way in hell. No way on God's green earth they're done after one. Ain't no
I
way in
think
hell.
McIntyre may win that just by kicking Punk in the balls
Yeah,
when Seth ain't looking.
absolutely. Uh moving on.
From
Number
predictable
one,
to
number
unpredictable.
number one contenders match. Yeah. Well, number one contenders match. For the IC title. I haven't really had one of these for a while. Dragunov versus Breaker. Really good
Part three.
match. Yeah. What?
I said part three.
Part three. Really good match. These guys are probably gonna be the cornerstones of Raw for the next 10 years.
Very well could be, but
right?
also keep in mind Dragonov's like in his mid 30s.
And 30s in pro wrestling is like almost like their prime.
It's fine. Just
But
saying.
they held a good match. The outcome wasn't really what I was expecting. I would have thought somebody got pinned, but no, they called it as like I guess a
They,
TKO.
yeah, they called it a referee stoppage.
Yeah,
Um,
and
so that spot was nuts, by the way.
oh, that was insane.
But the thing is like Elias selling is top notch.
Yeah, he looked like he was just knocked silly.
I mean, if you look at the replay, he was completely safe, but
Yeah, yeah, his head never touched the ring.
he had a very soft landing against
Yeah,
the side of the ring.
yeah,
But still,
but
I I thought
and
I
well,
thought
Braun
the
Strowman was kind of fit
craziest,
too.
but the craziest part of that match was very early when they were trying to suplex each other
Yeah,
to the outside, and then Braun just drops him right on the ring post.
yeah. Well, part two
Ouch.
where like where Dragunov paid him back by doing that, I guess, Death Valley Driver onto the end of the ring apron. That's not
That was
he.
right before the spear at
That
the
was
end of
right
the
before the
match.
spear. Yeah, and like that was a hell of a spot. Now we talk about that. Braun being now the new number one contender for Sammy's IC title, and Braun got to stand tall the end of Raw again. Again, when he took out Sami Zayn after Jay and Sammy beat the Judgment Day in the main event.
Yeah, do we talk about how we got there or
Well, let's
eh?
talk about how we got. Well, we don't really, okay. How we got there was real simple. Judgment Day was well. How do I put this? Dom seems to be jealous of Jay Uso trying to go after Mommy. And Finn
Yep.
Balor piped his mouth up saying, it'd be a great idea if you went and challenged Jay. Where his Mommy goes, what are you, stupid? Why would you do that? Right? Leave Jay alone. You don't need that. Finn's playing that nice little devil's advocate role quite nicely.
So anyways, Judgment Day goes looking for Jey Uso.
Yep.
Um, McDonough and Carlito find him. They jump him, except it transitions from an interview with Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And Sammy has to go save his boy Jay.
Yeah, absolutely.
He smashed JD's head so hard off that fucking equipment thing. Anyways, prompted Finn to go to Pierce, and he made two matches.
Yeah.
The main event, which was him and JD
Yeah.
versus Sammy and Jay.
Yeah.
And then next week, Balor's going to take on Gunther.
I'm looking forward to that one actually.
I think Gunther kills him and you don't see him till
SummerSlam.
yeah.
So tag titles are going to be up for grabs at all at SummerSlam on the Raw side at least.
Let's see.
We'll see. Uh, Braun's been staying tall. He was come by taking out Zayn after the match is over. Stands tall for the third week in a row in Raw.
Did we talk about how awesome that entrance with Jay and Sammy was?
Can we also talk about how cool Braun's music is now? It's so much better than it was before.
His new one that he debuted at Money in the Bank, yeah.
Yeah, his new entrance in general was so much better. When we were there at Money in the Bank, we saw it, but I seem to have like a better recollection now on TV, seeing because it's well,
You can hear the music better
yeah,
than you can in
exactly.
the arena.
Mm-hmm. Question though,
I might have an answer.
you might have an answer. Seeing Jay and Sammy tagging, you think that's a prelude now to what's coming soon?
Yes.
So do I. I think it was like an
I
awesome.
think that's a very purposeful
I think it was a
teaser.
I think it was a very purposeful tag up on purpose.
And the thing is Cole kept hyping up, oh, maybe they get a title shot down the road.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, let's just see what happens there. Good match
This
though.
fall is going to be insane.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. This fall is looking to be a shaping. We got exciting NFL season ahead of us. We got an exciting wrestling year coming Next half a year would be fantastic with a lot of things going on, a lot of possible matches, baseball playoffs, World Series, hockey.
Right now, my match of the year is still that cage match between United Kingdom and Bullet Club War Dogs.
I don't know right now.
I
I
haven't
know
seen anything.
I'm a big fan right now of MJF and Osprey. That's kind of most recent in my mind right now. But I do also like the Cody and Roman stuff at Mania.
Cody and Roman's like so close for me.
Yeah.
It's so
Uh,
close.
Another thing that happened tonight on Raw. It's actually quite a very full time, excellent Raw edition here. By the way, if you're like, like all the comments, like all the stuff that's going on right here, guys, like, share, subscribe down below. It's that button right there that's popped up. Uh, it's a small click for you, a large click for us. Really means a lot for us too. We thank you, everybody who has currently subscribed to us and all that stuff. We thank you. We're doing a lot of this. It's a lot of fun. We enjoy doing it. Thank you very much for allowing us to do it and coming to your home. But finally got some action from Uncle Howdy.
Yes, I was begging last week. I was like, I wanted them so bad to get physical when the other three were standing down Creed and or the Creeds and Gable.
Now, how this occurred was there was a match between Karrion Kross and called the Final Testament versus Alpha Academy and Xavier Woods. Karrion Kross still trying to get Xavier Woods to come over to the Final Testament. I don't think that's ever going to happen. By the way, 10 years of the New Day. Uh, Congrats.
Yeah,
Um,
congrats to the New Day.
yeah. So Kross is winning the match, taking out Xavier Woods. At the end of the match, the Alpha Academy is in the ring. Xavier's left, and here out comes Chad Gable with his new members, the Creed Boys. They come out. He starts talking a lot of trash. Saying, "Yo, the old advice give you, be like keep your head up, do all these things. Our probably that you're lost with Xavier Woods. You should come help me, back with me, and deal with Uncle Howdy." The answer was still an emphatic no, which prompted Uncle Howdy to come after there was a nice big brawl, and Howdy came out with the Wyatt Sick and Sister Abigail, Chad Gable.
Yep.
Very reminiscent of his brother.
And Howdy hit a picture perfect.
Yeah.
Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
And good job on by Gable on the cell too.
Yeah. You think this match is going to be signed for SummerSlam probably next week? Wyatt Sick versus Gable and the Creeds.
I almost think you do the Otis match first. Now that I think about it,
At SummerSlam?
you don't.
Or you do it on Raw? I say you do that on Raw, which leads into the SummerSlam makeup match.
Could do that. Could do that. That would work. We got another vignette. This one was on Nikki Cross.
Yeah, it came actually early in the show this week. It actually came shortly after, I believe, we saw Drew McIntyre in the back talking to Pierce. I think he was reinstated. So,
right.
It was interesting how they kind of focused on her now. I'm assuming next week will probably be on either Gacy or.
There's only two left to do, which is Gacy and Loomis.
Gacy and Loomis. So I'm assuming next week one will be one of them. So
Gacy talks, Loomis doesn't.
No, but you might hear him talk this time.
Good.
We should see what happens. But they're looking really like they're very much fan favorite right now. These guys, and a lot of people are very excited to see these guys. I know I'm excited when they're on TV. I get to see them. It was a shame we couldn't see them at Money in the Bank. That would have been meant fantastic. But you win some, you lose some. Here's what it is. Can't get mad about that too much. Now that's what you say is what it is. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I did picture perfect as you said. It looked great. Yeah, I
I
love
just
about
didn't
the
like
Howdy
how
stuff.
quickly they faded to black after.
Yeah, I kind of it was all yeah.
No, it was like he hit it. It's like he hit it, and then like within 5 to 10 seconds, it just cut. And I was like,
Yeah,
let it linger for a minute, you know? But
yeah,
no, that's fine. We still
yeah.
have some time to figure out how that where this is going.
It was.
Um,
Other the card tonight, we had Lara Valkyria with I guess they're called the after. They're called the after party. Sonya Deville and her new stable with so I guess against Sonya Deville and obviously Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Sonya won a pretty competitive match. I'm not sold. Like I said it before a number of months ago. You told me give her time. She's new. Not sold on Lara Valkyria. I feel there's gonna be a character change coming at some point, possibly in the near future.
I could see them sticking this out.
Fair.
They're stubborn like that at first. It's only been a couple months,
Yeah,
really.
I know. I'm just saying, I feel it
So
coming at some point. This seems like it's going to happen at some point to me.
I like Lyra in this role.
I'm not saying I don't like Lyra Valkyria
She
as a
has
wrestler.
she has a she has a badass entrance. The crowd fucking loves her.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yeah, she's kind of toiling around in the women's tag team division right now, but
I think she
like
might. I have a
with the
feeling.
run she made against Io Shirai,
Yeah.
Io Sky,
Mm-hmm.
in the King or the Queen of the Ring tournament,
Yeah.
I think put her up on that upper echelon,
Yeah.
right? Where you can like insert her into title match almost anytime you want. The problem is the women's world title has one of the hottest stories surrounding a women's title in a very long time,
Yeah. And
right?
I'll be honest with you, I kind of see whenever it may happen, I feel they're gonna put her with Becky, and I think they're gonna go for the tag titles at some point.
That's certainly the way it was looking like before Becky stepped away.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they're gonna probably do again. Speaking of which, Becky Lynch, I hope she's still having a great time on her. I I don't want to say semi-retirement, but I want to say time away. I think it's probably the better word, better thing to describe it as.
Mm-hmm.
Hope she's doing a fun time. I barely understand she's staying off. She's still working out, from what I understand. She showed some pictures recently. A little feud I'm actually looking forward to seeing though. That's kind of really escalating more. We're probably gonna get a match. Looks like maybe next week. Is Pete Dunne versus Sheamus?
Yep. And I'll reserve my thoughts and comments for that for after that match because there's really nothing to talk about here. Dunn and Reed were about to have a match. Sheamus broke kicked Dunn into oblivion. Then he broke kicked Reed.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this match. Though. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I didn't think I really cared to see this, but I definitely, you know what, change that. I didn't care to see it when it was Butch and versus Sheamus. I care that's like Pete Dunne and Sheamus. I don't know why. This is a name change. Oh, it's a name change.
Yeah,
You know,
you always had something against Butch.
I never liked. I just didn't like it. Just call him Pete Dunne. It's fine. Never. Some name changes. Like I've gotten used to the Gunther over Walter, right? Because it kind of, but that's. But I think that whole IC title run really helped. And that and the old lunatic is gone. So I think that really helped too.
Um, yeah, so pretty much sums up Raw. I mean, Zelina Vega.
Versus Zoe Stark as well was the last match for the main event. Wasn't much to talk about there. It's like she won, and then they had a segment with Fire and Dawn, and how
Yeah, basically warning them that they're coming after the titles.
yeah, I think Fire and Dawn are going to hold those titles for a while until at least, like I said, possibly Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria get together if that does happen. If not, I
I
don't see Belair and Cargill win those titles off of Isla Dawn anytime soon. especially in a
No.
rematch. I don't see it happening. If anything, I see Belair possibly turning on Cargill or vice versa at some point.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like I said, I don't think it's going to happen for SummerSlam. I have a feeling that, well, I feel the tag titles will probably be on the line. The women's tag titles will probably be on the line at SummerSlam. They'll probably just throw together on Friday. Um, but I don't
Yeah,
see. But
we'll find out.
yeah, I will say I see Belair and Cargill probably meeting. I'm going to say in Berlin. I think they want to make
So
Berlin. I think they want to make Berlin. I know I'm talking Berlin a lot because I think that they want to make that show a really massive show.
I think they aim to make every show that they have as big as possible.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement, but I think particularly
Especially
for this one,
especially in the international markets.
yeah.
But so before I let you go,
I,
who do you have winning this tag team gauntlet on Friday?
for refresh my memory of who's in the gauntlet.
There is Legato,
Okay,
Cruz, and Corbin.
okay,
Um, there's the Bloodline, the Street Profits,
Bloodline. That's my answer.
Guerrillas of Destiny.
Oh, it's gonna be the Girls of Destiny. It's gonna
Yeah,
be it.
that's who's representing the Bloodline.
Then I'm gonna say it's pro. Okay, I think I'm quite
There's two
quick
more teams
here.
there too, but I forget.
I want to say it's probably gonna be Girls of Destiny. Girls of Destiny are gonna win, but I also have a feeling that Cody Rhodes or possibly Kevin Owens or Randy might cost them the actual titles
Mm-hmm.
cost them the gauntlet.
Could see that.
But I would love to see the Girls of Destiny actually do it, and I'd be perfectly okay if they took it off DIY.
I believe winner gets DIY at SummerSlam.
I'd be perfectly happy if the Girls of Destiny took DIY off, took the titles off DIY, because that would at least make it some. Well, though if that's the case, I'd almost have to say that Solo is going to win that title then at SummerSlam, because that's the only way it would make a lot more sense. Is you take the titles off them, off DIY, and then you have to take the title off of Solo. I mean, you have to give the title to Solo. Then you have that bloodline thing again. It's very eerily similar to the original.
Right.
So I just don't know if
Yeah.
I that
I don't think Cody retaining is a foregone conclusion. I'm
no.
going into the SummerSlam like almost completely blind at this point.
Yeah, I think here. Okay, well, here's the thing. This is what I think. If Roman Reigns is there, Cody walks out. If Roman Reigns is not there, Cody does not walk out. Unless
That's a
unless Roman interferes in that match, I don't think Cody walks out the champion.
I think you're pretty bang on.
Yeah. And I think if as much as I like seeing DIY win those titles, I know it'd be a very, very short reign for a lot of people. That'd be like a bad thing. I know I've said that before in the past about those things. If you're gonna do this bloodline thing and go card in on it, you gotta have Girls Destiny win. And you know who else might come in on the SummerSlam? As I said on the SmackDown review, Hikuleo might show up. He did sign.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Anyways, this is not SmackDown, but
No, it's not.
before we let you guys go, I'm just gonna kind of catch you up a little bit. Little bit of business. Andrew's gonna be doing solo shows for possibly the next week and a half. I'm moving this weekend. So until I get my equipment set up in my new place, I will be unable to do these shows. Um, like I said, hopefully it's a week and a half. I'm aiming to be back for SmackDown next week going into SummerSlam.
Ooh.
That is what I hope I can achieve.
Well, next week then I will be doing more or less a prediction show. It'll be my predictions. Doug's gonna send me his picks. I'm gonna put down what he thinks. We're gonna go for there. But as Doug just said too, SummerSlam, he's kind of going in blind. And to be honest, I'm kind of going in blind too. So it'll be hard to see. Like we just gave a bunch of examples of what may or may not happen at SummerSlam, folks. So you can take those as you want to do it. But that being said, this was DA Wrestling. This was Monday Night Raw. Doug is gonna let you know what the socials are because I can never remember what the hell that stuff is. He's better at that part than I am.
You were doing so good, and I was gonna just let you ride it.
Well,
All right. Thank you all for listening. Go check us out on YouTube, DA Wrestling Podcast. If you're already here on YouTube, go check us out on Spotify. Go check us out on Podbean. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a download. We all appreciate it. Socials, DA Sports Podcast on Instagram, DA Sports Pod on Twitter. He is Apricel1982 on Instagram, Andrew DA Sports on TikTok. I am DLines1991 on X, and we'll catch you down the road.
down the road.